the charismatic, the CCRCC Youth Conference, we had an idea that one meeting a year was not enough. Just one conference could not really disciple and help young people develop their faith. And so we asked them if they were interested in coming back for something more, to give their names. And so a few months later, we gathered together and 11 young people came to meet with us. And they said to us, they wanted to meet every month. So once we got over the shock and horror of the commitment that would be, we decided to found Young Leaders of Chicago, because we thought it's not enough that they just receive, we need them to be able to give to their generation. And so we wanted to develop their skills so that they might become leaders and role models to other teenagers in society today. The first meeting of Young Leaders Chicago, the 11 became 22. After a few months, we had the idea to invite Tom Howard on behalf of the Archdiocese of Chicago, and then suddenly we had 102. And then we started a collaboration which continues to this day between CCRCC and the Archdiocese of Chicago, the Office of Catechesis and Youth Ministry. We've had up to 300 at some of the meetings, and very soon we realized that you cannot really get to know and work with 100 people at a time. And so we needed some leaders of the leaders. And that is when the Youth Council started over 2 years ago. And so those of you who are on the Youth Council, those of you who have been on the Youth Council, I do want you to know, on behalf of the adults on the youth service team, that we are very, very proud of you indeed. Every single one of you, we cherish your skills, your time and talent that you invest in this, and your commitment. At the beginning of this morning, and we know it's not easy to show up 7:30 on a Saturday morning, and to even give up the whole Saturday morning to be involved in this, let alone the Sundays that we give up for young leaders. But at the beginning, some of our teams spoke just in a quick sentence about what young leaders means to them. And we really appreciate that, because that is what tells us that it's worthwhile. That all of the time, the investment, sometimes the blood, sweat and tears that we put into it, that it really is worth something. And we would like to thank Maruha as the head of the office for working with us and supporting these efforts. Thank you, Maruha. And so now I'm going to call up the members of the Youth Council one by one, roughly in the order that you joined us, so that you might receive a little recognition of your leading role amongst your generation, because I know many of them really do speak the word of God to their generation. We still have 2 people from that first 11 with us, so I'm going to call up first of all Lauren Rojas Castillo and Carissa Gonzalez. Lauren has become one of our most confident and best spokespeople and MCs, and so we're really pleased to see her talents blossom over these last few years. Carissa, you've already heard her singing today with the worship band, which is one of her talents. She's also very gifted in the dramatic area and generally a positive person to have around. When the founding members of the Youth Council joined us, some of them were kind of shy and quiet, and now they're not anymore. So I want to call up, first of all, Josue Gonzalez, who has kind of graduated from the Youth Council now, but we're pleased to see him with us again today. Josue is my favorite drummer when I'm doing the music, and so we've been missing his rhythmic touch, and he always had a lot to say even when the others were more quiet. So there's a recognition for Josue. Martin Howard Pace is our next founding member of the Youth Council. Martin was very small when he first joined us, and now he's very tall. You've heard him already playing the violin, and in addition to his brilliant music talents, He's one of our youth council members who's very good and very strong at giving witness. If you ever see his Facebook, you'll see he really stands up for Christ.
And he's my son.
That's right, he's also the son of Tom Howard, not for Banker Info. So Tom's proud of him too. Next we've got Brittany Sinise from St. Pius X. Brittany was one of those who, when she first came to us, she was very kind of shy and quiet and retiring, but now she's really blossomed into a very confident and skilled young lady. Brittany is very, very good in organizing people and generally making things happen. And she also sings with us sometimes. We had a real big expansion of the Youth Council after the first year, or actually during the first year. From the first 8 that we had, suddenly it became 12, and then 15 or 16, and then 20. So there's a whole bunch of people who joined us around then. So firstly, I'm going to call up Carla Betancourt. And Carla is, that's right, yeah, you can applaud her as Carla walks up. Carla is one of those who's very, very quiet usually, but she has a very powerful testimony. And behind the scenes, Carla and her sister seem to be taking more and more of a leading role in their own youth group, in leading the youth group. So they don't need the adults anymore because they've got the teens to lead them. Next up, from the same youth group, I'm going to call Chris Roman, or Little Chris. You've already met Chris, and so it's hard to know really what to say about him because everybody who knows Chris, there's an awful lot of things. But Chris is a rapper, he's very confident, he's very positive and joyful, and nothing is ever too much trouble for him. And so we really appreciate having Chris with us. Next up, another one of our MCs, so that's Amarani Betancourt. So like her sister Carla, she's taking a leading role in her own youth group, in organizing them, in leading them. And recently we've seen her confidence come out as speaking to our kids and leading them in games and so on. So there's a lot of new talents from Amarani that we're getting to see. So we appreciate you, Amarani, too. Next, from St. John Bosco Parish, I'm going to call up 2 sisters together, Jocelyn and Marlene Mendoza. Come on up. And Jocelyn and Marlene, they lead a huge youth group. They've had their own youth conference recently with the relics of Don Bosco. They're very solid and stable Catholic young people, examples and role models. And so we appreciate you too. This is their brother here taking pictures. He's always with us too. And he nearly always wins the prizes as well when we're giving away prizes. Let's call up next Jackie Martinez from St. Mary of Saul. Jackie, when she first joined us, was one of those very quiet, shy kind of girls. And today she's confident, she's joyful, she's one of those that we can really rely on for anything that we need. So thank you, Jackie. We appreciate you. The next person I'm going to call up is Anna Canaveral. And all of the Canaveral family, her father is on the youth service team, her sister was on the youth council before her. One of our volunteers says she always calls them the Holy Family because God always comes first and they always seem to just do everything positive, everything right. And Anna is one of those that we rely on for whatever we need. So thank you. From Our Lady of the Mount, Nelly Elizondo, or Nelly. Come on up, Nelly, wherever you are. And Nelly is one of those who, again, she's kind of quiet. I wouldn't exactly say shy, but she tends to be quiet. But she really stands up and gives witness to others within her youth group, within her community. And even if others will not stand for Christ, Nelly will. So we appreciate you, Nelly. And finally, one of our newest members from St. Francis Borgia, I want to call up Jason D'Souza. Where's Jason? Come on, Jason. Jason, you heard from already today. Jason is very smart and intelligent. He's kind of thoughtful and he shows up for everything and he will do whatever he is asked. He's only been with us a few months, but we're very happy to have Jason with us. And He hopes to be founding a youth group in his parish, because right now, together with his mother, they've got a youth group of just about 1 or 2. And so by being involved with young leaders, they hope to be able to spread the good news and have a vibrant youth ministry going there in their parish. There are 1 or 2 others who couldn't be here because they've got jobs, and 1 or 2 others who've moved on. And so I think we've got 25, almost 30 people that have served on the Youth Council in the last 2 years and more. And so let's just give a great sign of praise and thanks to all of you.